The whisper of scarcity. Mariana had always known lack. Raised in a small, dimly lit house, her parents worked tirelessly, yet they never seemed to escape debt. The air was heavy with the unsaid, dreams buried beneath unpaid bills and silent dinners. She was taught that money only came through sweat, sacrifice, and resignation. Her mother's favorite phrase was, "People like us weren't born for luxury, just survival," and Mariana believed it, until the day she held a golden coin in her hand, left by a stranger she never saw again. A coin that would change everything. The first glimpse of another reality. The golden coin stayed with her, tucked inside an old wooden box. It didn't seem special at first, just a beautiful object in a dull world. But strange things began to happen. When she used it to buy bread, the next day it reappeared in her pocket. When she gave it to a child selling candy on the street, it came back again, untouched, shining. Confused and slightly afraid, Mariana stopped spending it. She held it in her hand at night, whispering prayers. One evening, in a whisper only she could hear, the coin seemed to speak. "I am not wealth. I am the mirror of what you believe." The inner war between doubt and faith. At her bakery job, Mariana felt torn. She baked all morning, delivered cakes all afternoon, and returned home exhausted, only to feel emptier than before. Why did her life always loop in survival? Each night she held the coin and questioned her fate. Am I cursed to work forever and still feel poor? But one morning she had a dream. A garden, abundant, golden, overflowing with fruit. A voice echoed through the wind. Abundance is not earned, it is remembered. She woke up trembling, and for the first time, she didn't feel fear. She felt curious, letting go of the chains. Mariana sat with her journal and wrote every belief she had about money. Money is hard to get. Rich people are selfish. Dreams don't pay bills. She cried with every sentence. These weren't truths. They were inherited burdens. Then, with a trembling hand, she wrote new ones. I am a vessel of divine prosperity. Money flows to me because I am aligned. Giving is sacred. Receiving is my right. She folded the page, placed it under her pillow, and whispered, I let go. I'm ready. The day she gave, without fear, a neighbor knocked on her door. Her child was sick and they couldn't afford the medicine. Mariana hesitated. Then, she reached for her savings. Not much, but enough to help. She handed it over without conditions. Just a quiet, it's yours. That night, the coin didn't return. She panicked. But the next morning she found something else. A note slipped under her door. Thank you. Because of you, my daughter smiled again. Her chest swelled with warmth, and when she opened her wooden box, the coin was there, brighter than ever. The message was clear. Letting go creates space for miracles. The day she stepped into her calling, with courage still trembling in her chest, Mariana took her last paycheck and bought ingredients. Eggs, sugar, chocolate, vanilla. She started baking at home. A small card table outside her building. One cake, one sign. Made with love. Pay what you feel. People stopped, tasted, smiled, paid more than she asked. By the end of the day, the table was empty, but her soul was full. That night, she held the coin and wept. Not from lack, but from gratitude. She had stepped into flow, and the flow welcomed her. The river that never runs. Dry Mariana's cakes became known across the neighborhood. Every weekend, the same table, longer lines. A customer asked, "What's your secret ingredient?" She smiled and said, "Gratitude." But the truth was deeper. She no longer chased money. She let it dance with her, a partner, not a prison. And with each act of generosity, the universe gave more. A free mixer, a bulk sugar donation, an influencer posted her cakes. Orders flooded in. She didn't beg for success, she aligned with it. And success responded. When she was offered the shortcut one day, an old friend from her past returned. He had an opportunity, a big investment, fast money, no baking required. It felt wrong. Everything in her body screamed, not this way. That night she sat with the coin asking, why does the old world try to pull me back? The answer came as silence, but a calm one, the kind that speaks through knowing. The next morning, she politely declined the offer. Her abundance wasn't for sale, because it wasn't made of numbers. It was made of truth, the door of final choice. With savings growing, she found a space to rent. Small, cozy, enough for her dreams to breathe. She opened her own studio, Casa Dorada, the Golden House. On the wall behind the counter she painted by hand, "Abundance begins within and blooms outward." And the coin? She placed it at the center of a simple altar in the back room, surrounded by candles, lavender, and gratitude. From that moment on, Mariana was no longer surviving. She was leading. The day she became the light. A little girl came with her mother one day and whispered, "Your cake made my birthday happy." Mariana knelt and hugged her. The girl kissed her cheek and left a flower. That night, alone in her studio, Mariana stared at the altar. She lit a candle, placed the flower beside the coin, and whispered one final declaration, "I am not seeking abundance. I am its expression." The wall shimmered, not with magic, but meaning, because the woman who once feared not having enough now gave more than she ever received. And in that giving, she became everything she was born to be.